My favorite thing about being an online teacher is that I can be of a great service to people all over the world. Every day, I enjoy meeting new and interesting people wanting to improve their communication skills so they can share more experience and learn from more people so we can make the world a better place. I was prompted into teaching English because some professional people I was associated with had a great need for an effective learning system. At that time, I was retired and becoming very bored. I could not spend my life on vacation, so I got involved. The most challenging thing about my teaching experience is continuing to have a consistent schedule of reliable students. In the beginning, it was easy to fill an open 40-hour week schedule year-round with one company. Today, it's very different than 13 years ago. There are so many different platforms and systems now that it is also more difficult to choose. Most of my students over the years have been telling me that verb tense and prepositions are the most important, yes, most complicated parts of English for them. As a result, my first goal is to create a relaxing and understandable learning situation, focusing on building confidence with verbs and their preposition combinations. One time, a student asked me if the adjective slow had a noun form. I gave a clear and resounding, "No, it doesn't." Near the end of the class, or near the end of most classes, I usually tell students that whenever they learn something new about the language, use a dictionary to verify you understand it correctly using the most accurate dictionary information. In the next class, the student said he followed that advice and discovered that slow actually does have a noun form. Even though that was an embarrassing moment for me, that student said that using the dictionary was the best advice he ever got. One of the first things I ask students before doing exercises is how do they prefer to be corrected. I prefer to focus more on the general overall situation, and at the end give the important correction information and practice. But there are often situations where the student is making a repeated common mistake. Then it's best to pause the exercise and practice the correct vocabulary. When a student seems nervous or untalkative, there is usually something written they can see on the screen. I would say something like, "Do you see that sentence on the screen? Please practice speaking that for me now." "Great, that sounded very good. Let's do some more of that." That's my favorite way of getting an untalkative student, doing some speaking practice. Recently, the culture of English teaching companies I am considering working for has become very important. I was working for a company recently that does not like teachers doing an introduction at the start of the class. They ask the student in a survey if the teacher does an intro, and if they say you did, they lower your teaching rating. Most of these companies seem to be run by robots without much concern for the teacher. A lot of these companies now have no intention of keeping a teacher for more than a few months. When the season slows, they look at the numbers and cut the bottom. But they are always hiring new people. One company I work for has an AI chat assistant on the report a problem page, and it's never able to find the correct information to solve the problem. And it takes at least 30 minutes to report any kind of issue to a supposed live person, and 3 days later, after you've forgotten and moved on, when they answer, they never reply with the answers to the questions and usually ask for a screenshot when in the report it says there is no screenshot. I have been looking at different English teaching opportunities for more than 5 months. One company that is supposed to pay every 2 weeks had some kind of problem that after not getting paid for 3 months, I contacted someone I know in the USA who worked for the pay company. They found out the teaching company was giving the wrong information. They had updated their system, but the teaching company did not pay attention to the update and was telling teachers to do everything the old way. My friend gave me a phone number to call, and it took 5 minutes to fix the problem. I just checked, and it's been 3 months since I fixed the problem and told them about it. And I just checked, and they still haven't updated that information yet. So I don't know. The end.